this is kind of a once in a generation or build out. We are going to see big productivity growth, and really that's how you increase national wealth, is through productivity growth. This administration supports open source models, but what we do not support is IP theft. And if we see, especially, that overseas models are stealing from our great companies, we have the ability to sanction them because of this theft.
And that was Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent with me here yesterday on the AI boom and national security threats as top American AI executives are sounding the alarm on Chinese AI models. It's AI week here on Mornings with Maria. All week we are looking at the most important companies and people behind the massive AI infrastructure and spending boom, including investing around it. I have one of the top AI investors with me right now. Her company manages more than $30 billion in assets and was an early investor in SpaceX. Number one investment is Tesla. But she was an investor in SpaceX before the blockbuster IPO, and joining me now is the woman herself, ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood. Cathie, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. What's your take on this race with China? I know you have said that AI represents an enormous investment opportunity, but we are worried now about these new models coming out of China, China's moonshot in talks on a pre-IPO at a $50 billion valuation. How do you assess this situation?
Well, we think that this is a good thing for America, the competition. We're at our best when we're competing. And we've taken a close look at both DeepSeek and Kimi K, the newest one. And what we're finding is it sounds like they are much less expensive in terms of models, but they're also much less efficient. So what China is doing is throwing power at the AI equation, and its models just are not as efficient as ours. We are power constrained.
Yeah, I want to get your take on investing in this space because you've got so many different pockets of opportunity, whether it be AI and models or semiconductors or power. SpaceX is one of your top holdings, and you've been increasing your exposure to SpaceX. You've added more than $80 million since the IPO. SpaceX is below the IPO price now at $123 and change. The company is set to unlock another $116 billion in shares next month after the lifting of the IPO restrictions. What's your take on SpaceX since it is down 33% in the last month, Cathie?
Yes, from its peak it is, but of course not from the IPO price. We think this could become the most important company in history, and I mean in global history, because we're talking about not only really exploring a new world, the universe, in terms of its launch capabilities and helping others to do so as well, but also a global communications network. Think telecom, that's been a very local business. In fact, the way to break into countries historically was to buy the telco. No longer. This is a global business, and SpaceX is the first mover with 75% of the satellites out there. And then beyond that, we have the global data centers or orbital data centers. So they will be the most economic and will allow Elon and team the opportunity to develop, we think, some of the most sophisticated frontier models in the world at the lowest cost. So huge opportunities. And in the meantime, on Earth, SpaceX is renting out its data centers to Anthropic and Google and others. So it's an amazing story.
Yeah, it's interesting because you just mentioned the telecom industry. We're going to be talking with the CEO of AT&T shortly. And when you compare AT&T to a SpaceX, both connect people, but they've got fundamentally different technologies and economics and the way to do it. How would you compare SpaceX to the telcos and AT&T in particular?
Well, I think in the short term that SpaceX might be making deals with telcos around the world, but longer term, it does expect to go direct to consumer or direct to business. And it will do so at a much lower cost as it scales because it'll be global in nature. And the secret to scaling technologies is falling costs as units increase. So, it's interesting. In space, SpaceX has a first mover advantage. It's going to be very difficult. In fact, it has a 10-year lead. And the key has been reusable rockets. 10 years ago, it landed its first rocket and then sent it up into orbit. No other company has been able to do that successfully. Even Blue Origin in late last year did land. So congratulations. And we're thrilled. We want this race and we want many players. But it did not relaunch into the orbit it wanted successfully. It did relaunch, though.
Cathie, so many companies have been integrating AI across their internal and customer-facing operations. We spoke with the CEO of BNY, Robin Vince, as he is changing how his bank operates with AI. Watch this.
It's a super powerful technology, but it is about adoption. And the question is key because the technology is already at such a level that all of us in our individual lives, in our corporations, the struggle is how do you get it more embedded so that it's more part of every piece of workflow that we have inside a company. So we built our own platform. It's called Eliza, back to our history, Alexander Hamilton's spouse. We've got agent builders in our company. We've trained everybody. We're doing 10, 20, 30, 40 hours of training. We're really helping people be able to adopt AI. We've got over 200 solutions in production, and we really believe that AI can be a superpower for the company and a superpower for the people in the company.
So, Cathie, I want to get your take on AI and how you're investing around it. You've said that you think AI is going to be the biggest investment opportunity of our lifetime. What industries do you think AI will disrupt first, and how are you investing around this theme of artificial intelligence?
Yes, well, I think the first thing that companies are doing is investing in productivity coming out of AI. So this, from an active equity management point of view, is very important. As we're talking to companies, we want to understand how they are deploying AI. ARC, for example, we're using Palantir. We're, ironically, bringing in more talent, very young talent that is AI native. And I do agree that this is a mindset shift. So I think it's very important for every company to take this seriously. But from a higher level, bigger picture, disruption, yes. If any company clings to the old ways of doing things, I think healthcare, and I know you featured healthcare and AI on your show, but we think that healthcare is the most profound application of AI from a drug discovery point of view, collapsing the time and costs, from a diagnostic point of view, identifying and diagnosing diseases, maybe even before we see any symptoms, as sequencing technologies and AI come together, and then adding in CRISPR gene editing, we are seeing cures for disease. So the convergence of those three technologies is going to transform healthcare.
Yeah, and you know, we've been doing a deep dive on defense as well. I mean, one other industry that's seeing a complete fundamental change is defense technology. How we outpace China, the White House considering further restrictions reportedly on companies using AI models from Beijing. We had the CEO of Saronic on this week, Dino Mavroukis, on the defense race. Here's what he said.
We don't have to beat China in the traditional sense of let's go outbuild what they're building. We are going to beat China in the new way. We are going to outproduce China by building autonomous vessels, by building the future of the maritime industry, by building software-defined platforms, by building new shipyards that are more efficient than the shipyards that the Chinese have, and deterring them with asymmetric capabilities, ships that can be built cheaper and at higher rates and controlled by software. We don't need to go and build 1,200-foot cargo containers. We certainly can, and we will be able to at Port Alpha, but that's not necessarily the deterrence that our military is looking for, and that's what we're going to deliver.
Cathie, where do you see the biggest opportunities in defense tech right now? And are you worried about all of this money being plowed into AI as people question when we're going to see the return on investment?
Well, of course, the question there is the government is funding a lot of this, and what will be, at the end of the day, the real profitability here. This administration is serious that we get back into the game, and I agree completely. And actually, it's a bigger point that the CEO from Saronic is making. This is true of all manufacturing. We are going to do what China did to us with telecom and with telecom in particular. They went directly to wireless. They didn't need to build out their landlines. And they did the same thing with digital wallets. They went directly to WeChat Pay, not to a bricks and mortar banking system. So they leapfrogged us. Meanwhile, they took our manufacturing sector. Now we're going to do to them what they did to us in those two industries. We are moving into the new world. We have, a lot of green space, and we are bringing manufacturing back. And I think we will leapfrog China because it actually has old technology now built over the last 25 years.
Cathie, what's your favorite stock right now related to AI?
Well, it has to be Tesla, and which ultimately will be SpaceX, I think, when they combine. It's the most powerful. You have the robotaxi opportunity, the orbital data center opportunity, and I think many people are underestimating not only Optimus, which is, of course, an AI play, but what used to be XAI, now SpaceX AI, and that is the frontier model. So there are lots of opportunities, and they're multi-trillion-dollar opportunities. That's what I think is surprising people, to see Anthropic's annualized run rate go from $9 billion to $47 billion in 6 months.
That's amazing.
6 months. That's really wild.
That really is. And I know Tesla's your #1 holding. Cathie, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much.
Cathie Wood joining us.